Good morning and welcome back to my channel. A bit more planting to do today, down in the veggie patch this time. I've got quite a few seedlings that are really getting a bit too big for their pots and need to go in. So let me show you what we've got. So these are all the seedlings here. They're looking really good. I'm really pleased with how they're growing. This is the collection of things that I think I'm going to try and plant today. As you can see, these cucumbers are getting really a bit too big. They've even got some baby cucumbers starting. It's possibly still a little bit too cold for cucumbers. Our days are sitting in the low to mid 20 degrees range, but the nights are still getting down to between 4 and 8 degrees. So probably still a little bit too cold, but I think I just have to put them out and see what they do. I've got another lot of cucumbers started, so if these ones don't do very good, then we can follow on with the next lot in a few weeks time when it does start to warm up a bit more. But you know, maybe they'll do great. The other things we've got is some tomatoes. They are the Cherry Falls ones. We've got some artichoke plants, which I'm really pleased with how they're looking. And then we've got some leeks. So I was thinking we might go down and put all of those in down at the veggie patch. So this is the area that I'm thinking of planting some of these plants. Obviously the cucumbers are going to go down in the veggie patch down that way. But these artichokes, I don't actually have room for them in the veggie patch. Plus they should be perennial here. So I'm actually thinking I might start planting them along this garden bed here. They're right near the veggie patch, so hopefully that means I'll remember to water them. And they're right near the bees, which means that when we let a few of these flowers go all the way through to bloom, the bees are going to have some really tasty treats right near their hive, which is going to be pretty cool. So I need to get in there and actually weed before I can do that. It's a perfect time of day to do that because the bees are not very active yet because it's still very early, and it's nice and overcast. So they're still mostly hiding out in their hive until it warms up a bit. So let's go and quickly weed, and then we can get these artichokes in, and then we can move away from the hive and get the rest of the stuff planted. That one's got the best root system so far, which makes sense considering it's the biggest of them. Okay, so we're going to be working down these middle two beds now. We've got a space here that all those broccolis came out of the other day. If you haven't seen that video where the aphids destroyed my broccoli, I will put a link to it up here. So now that that's cleared, we've got a space here, and I think I will put the cucumbers at the back of this space to climb up over that trellis. In this bed we've also got some capsicums, some carrots, some lettuce, and a couple of the broccoli that managed to survive. I will be checking that again today to make sure that there are no aphids on it. You know, very close eye on it, and hopefully we will get a little bit of a harvest. So I'm thinking this will become my capsicum and chili bed once the broccolis come out and the carrots and that. but we've got space at the back to use that trellis for cucumbers anyway. So I think that's the plan for the cucumbers. Yesterday my daughter and I came down here into this bed. So all this netting is to try and keep the cockatoos off various crops like the broccoli or this beautiful rainbow silver beet. It's not very pretty, but it does actually work. We came down here yesterday and we planted Cherokee wax bush beans in here. So I believe they're a yellow bean. I've not grown them before, but hopefully they are nice. I pre-sprouted them, which is the first time I've ever done any pre-sprouting too, and that seemed to work really well. So hopefully they'll be coming up in a few days. And then the other thing I'm going to work on today, hopefully, is planting out this bed we had down in our front garden, and it just didn't work down there. So I decided to move it up here and have it as an extra planting space. It's mostly full of dirt, but I need to top it up. And then I'm thinking I'm going to plant my leeks in here, as well as some of the Cherry Falls tomatoes, because they can drape down over the side. The leeks can stay in here for ages and not interrupt any of my other beds' crops. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. So I think the first thing is to let's get these cucumbers in. We're on a time limit. See how long my son's nap lasts. Obviously him in the pram up there having his sleep. So yeah, we'll get these cucumbers in first, and then we will try and fill this up if we get time. So I've got 3 cucumbers to plant. They are quite big. I've been growing them for a couple, maybe about a month or so. So I've got to the point where they're actually starting to produce little fruit. So definitely time for them to get out into the garden. We'll see how they go with transplant shock. Hopefully it's not too bad. But hopefully this also gives me a jump start on the cucumber season. Okay, so I've decided to come in and top up with a bit of potting mix. So I might go get one more container to fill in this bottom area down here, so that when we come to plant our chilies and that, it's ready to go as well. Just a bit of that fertilizer. I'm trying very hard not to disturb that root ball. I don't believe that cucumbers appreciate having their roots disturbed. So he should cling on to that trellis. That's good. So this is the Bait Alpha cucumber. Don't think I've grown this one before, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. My 3-year-old daughter absolutely adores cucumber, so hopefully we can grow lots for her. She loves just coming down to the garden and grabbing one and snacking on it. Whoop! Got up one of our carrots. While I was filling up that bed with soil, I decided to top this one up as well. And I'm going to put a little bit of the fertilizer in it as well. Rub that in. Okay, so these are the plants that I've got to put in this bed. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 clumps of leeks, which I will probably put mostly at the back and the middle of this, leaving space for 3 Cherry Falls tomatoes out the front, which can then hopefully spill out. See how that goes. Oh, I've got dirt all over me. Okay, we'll plant our tomatoes first so we know that we've got them with the correct spacing, and then we'll put our leeks in. Probably one there, there, one there. Pretty good. I'm going to plant these tomatoes quite deep. Pull off the, I need my hands for this, I think. Pull off these bottom leaves so that we can bury it a little bit deeper. Because tomatoes will develop roots all the way down their stem. Lower, you'll get more roots and therefore more of this like sturdy plant. Okay, now the leeks. So we put up these leeks in a video a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. And we did it in groups of either 2 or 4 based on the Charles Dowding multi-sow method. Although I think he does multi-sow from seed, whereas I transplanted these. Okay, so I'm going to bury these quite deep as well. So we'll be able to follow along and see how these do, whether they do better as a group of 4 or a group of 2. That was a really good morning getting some planting done. Very exciting to start getting some of the spring and summer garden in. It's not far away now and the weather's going to start really warming up and it'll be really into this spring summer season. So let me take you for a little tour of what we've planted today. Firstly, we had the artichokes, which I'm very excited about. So, oh, you can see all the bees. I'm glad we got it done when we did, because they're now really going in and out, aren't they? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 artichokes right in front of their hive, which should be lovely. I have a couple more artichokes started that I will hopefully be able to extend that line as well, if they keep growing well. Got our tall black planter with the leeks and the Cherry Falls tomatoes, the Bait Alpha cucumbers, which hopefully will transplant okay despite being so large, and over here yesterday we have the beans that we planted. The rest of the garden is still very full with all of the winter crops here, so as they start to come out I'll start putting in the new ones. I do have this one space here in front of the cucumbers, but none of my chilies are ready to come out here yet because the nights are still far too cold. So I guess I will just leave that open for a little bit. I could probably plant some radish or something. But I don't even know if I've got any radish seeds. Maybe some lettuce? That could work. Anyway, we'll see if we can find something to fill that space. But in the meantime, I will leave it here for now. I hope you have a great day and that you can get out in the garden and get something done. And I will see you on the next video. Bye guys! So on a side note, I thought that I would just check my broccoli for aphids. And look, we've got a couple right there. So I'm going to squish these ones and we will check the rest of them and hopefully we can baby these through so we can actually get a couple more broccoli.